Hi, my name is Chantel Barber, and this is my introduction video for EDUG 671. A few fun facts about me. I used to want to be a marine mammal trainer, so over last summer, I was able to train with a dolphin. So that's the first picture that is there is me finishing up a training session with a dolphin. I am a graduate of the University of Kentucky. However, I am a diehard U of L fan, so that was kind of challenging being at UK for a couple of years, but still having the Cardinal spirit and the Cardinal heart. In the middle there is my little fur baby. He is very spoiled, as you can see underneath a blanket. And then I also just love being in nature. So those last two pictures are of me walking on a hike, and then the last one is at my favorite lake that I love to go to, and that's just one of my favorite scenes at that lake. I received my bachelor's degree in interdisciplinary early childhood education, which gave me a dual certification in early childhood and special needs. So my classroom primarily consists of 3-year-olds, 4-year-olds, and 5-year-olds. My 3-year-olds are primarily my students that have some sort of disability, ranging from developmental delay, autism, or a speech delay or deficit. And then my 4 and 5-year-olds could also possibly have some type of developmental delay, but they are mainly focusing on transitioning to kindergarten. So I am both a general education teacher and a resource teacher for preschool kiddos. I can honestly say that the more I develop as a teacher and the more experience I have in the classroom and with teaching, my core beliefs are always evolving. But a few of the ones that have remained consistent are providing my young learners with the opportunity to do as many hands-on experiences as they possibly can. So in the top picture, my students are working on a project-based learning unit that they completed about animals. They pick their favorite animal, and then they had to learn about the different habitat it lived in, characteristics of what it looked like, and just different fun facts about it. So this is a picture of them creating their habitat based on research that they did from books and using computer. On the other top corner, this is them doing their poster about their presentation. So they had to draw a picture and write a sentence of each of the different categories that they did about their animal habitat project. So they drew what type of habitat their animal lived in, they drew their animal, they drew characteristics of their animal, and then a fun fact about their animal. So that was them just hands-on writing about their favorite animal. Another core belief that I have is just keeping them engaged. So that bottom left-hand corner was us doing a volcano experiment. We were learning about the letter V, and we were also learning about nature all around us. So we decided to do a hands-on volcano experiment, and just seeing how engaged they were, and just seeing how those hands-on opportunities and real-life opportunities just not only brighten up their face and they get so excited about seeing them and learning about them, but they were all engaged. So that means my behavior issues and behavior problems were very, very low. So I strongly strive to create as many hands-on opportunities as possible for them. Another core belief I have is making sure that my students know my expectations for them. So we spend the first couple of weeks going over my expectations. We use a system called red choice, green choice, with them being 3, 4, and 5. They can begin to associate those colors with positive behaviors or negative behaviors. So we use different cards that had different examples of different behaviors or different choices on them, and they help me to sort between green choices and red choices. We follow that up with a behavior system that is modeled from the book Have You Filled a Bucket Today? It is a children's book that talks about how every child has an invisible bucket. Well, honestly, every person has an invisible bucket, and our job is to help them fill up that bucket by being kind. And when we are not kind, we are taking drops out of someone's bucket. So my students have little buckets hanging up in our classroom, and every time they are caught doing something good, we reward them for positive behavior, and they get to go fill up their bucket. And then once their bucket is full, they are able to receive a little treat from the treasure box. So I really focus on rewarding positive behaviors. I've noticed that as I reward positive behaviors and kind of intentionally ignore some of those negative ones, those negative behaviors or undesired behaviors begin to change as they see that the positive behavior is grabbing my attention. And then one of my last core beliefs is to keep families engaged. So we have 4 different family engagement days throughout the school year. And with those, the families are able to come into the classroom. They're able to work hands-on with their child during different station activities. So we rotate through stations that cover the major content areas in preschool. And they're able to really just see what a life is like, what a day in the life of preschool is like. And they're able to do some of those hands-on activities. And then we give them the opportunity to take some materials home to recreate those activities at home with their students. I also, in this past year, have started to send home little mini articles that are parent-friendly for them to read and give me feedback on about how they can apply that article, any questions they may have about that article, or things that they would like to know more about that specific topic. So I really try my best to keep my families engaged, as well as keep my students engaged, give them hands-on learning opportunities, and make sure that I have clear expectations for all of my students.